Hello gamers, welcome to another edition of Tonight on Mage Hammer's Game Table, where tonight I am beginning a new campaign using my Delves and Dangers Rules Light Fantasy Adventure role-playing game. And it also includes my newly released expansion, Delving Into Character Options Volume 1 for the Delves and Dangers. And if you went back and saw my previous video before this time, you'll see that I did a semi-random character creation session 0. So if you're interested in seeing how characters are created for my system, you can go back and watch that video. I may put it at the end tile of this video. I may not, I don't know, maybe. I'll try to put it up there for you to look at. If not, you can just do a quick search on my channel and you'll find it. So I have decided to start off the adventure in Argos. I actually had another idea, but when I created my characters and the way they came out, I was like, that gave me another idea. So I put the other idea on the shelf, and now I've created this idea for these characters that better suits their talents. So this particular crew, you met them in the last video, but we're going to introduce them formally now. Feather Moonglisten is their leader. She is an elf ranger. We also have Fisto Twinklefoot, halfling monk. We have Feather's brother, Shadowpaw Moonglisten, and his wolf companion, Nuggets. Then we have a Minotaur wizard named Karis. And they are talking to Glenessa Holdfast, the Lord Mayor of Argos, and their boss, and her assistant, Cassius, a halfling wizard. She's briefing them, and that's what we're going to get right into here. So she says, well, welcome. Unfortunately, I'm bringing you before me with some very bad news. You see, there have been reports of humanoids and wild animals descending upon villages and farmsteads in the northern arm of the Bloodwood forest, just north of Argos. I'm sure you know where that is. Here, let me show you on my map right here. Yes, Argos here, Bloodwood here. It's in this area here. This is where things are going on. So near the Trilling River, where it branches off to the Blood River. So I need you to go investigate what is forcing these creatures southward before they become too big of a threat to Argos, the Trade Road, Kellen's Cloak, and others, and disrupt trade or whatever else it could be, and put a stop to it. Figure out what it is and stop it from happening. I am providing you each with a teleportation ring. I am also providing Feather Moonglisten with a earring of communication. You will be able to contact Cassius here if you need to at any point. The teleportation rings work every 3 days, so use them sparingly. And I'm also providing you each with a healing stone from the god Kellen. So that is the trigger word. So Cassius will distribute those to you. And do you have any questions? Yes, Feather Moonglisten says. Is there any indication of exactly what the source is? No reports yet. That's why I'm sending you. I wish I could give you more information, but I cannot. I will tell you that there is a teleportation nexus right where the Trilling and the Blood River split. You will have to cross the Bloodwood to go to the most recent incursion and begin your investigation there. But there is no indication at all. Reports have been sketchy. Some people have died. Some people have managed to move south. They're refugees, but also we believe the humanoids and the animals are refugees as well. So we really need to figure out what this is and figure it out quick. I've had some wizards scry the area, and with the very deep wood cover, it's very difficult to find anything. And not only that, whatever the source of it could be underground. That's why we just don't have enough information. We need you to go there, investigate the area, find exactly what is causing this migration, and put an end to it. Any other questions? No, says Karis. I believe ready to go. So they've all put on their teleportation rings. They've all received their healing stones. Cassius says, yeah, be careful. May Kellen watch over you. And I will be communication, day, night, whatever. Go ahead and give me a call, and I will advise Vanessa and talk to her about whatever your issues are. But as soon as you find out what it is, please communicate it to us and let us know, and we might be able to take proper steps. Okay, excellent. All right, well, with that, I believe we can teleport. You gave us the teleportation active words, and so we're going to go. We have all our gear. We have enough what we need, and so, and then Fisto's like, well, wait a second. One little thing. I was wondering if it's possible I could get a magic item to help increase my defense against attacks. Listen, I'm already expending enough resources on this. This could be nothing. This could be a dragon, something like that. But, well, I'd say a dragon is quite impressive. Listen, I'm having a rough day. It could just be an orc incursion. I don't know, whatever. That's what your job is. You're good. Fine. I've given you enough magical help. Go. All right, we shall go. So they teleport away right to there, which is going to put them several days journey. Well, they're going to have to, they're close to the river. They'll be able to ford the river there. There's been bridges set up there, so they'll be good on that. All right, and then, so they teleport into the teleportation. Shadowpaw had to hold on to nuggets for the teleportation to work. But they all appear, and he drops Nugget to the ground, gently, of course, and they leave the teleportation and head towards the river. Okay, so, that's my river. I guess I can make it maybe a little longer. Yeah, let's stretch it out past the camera, or close to it. All right, okay. So there's the river. I'm going to roll to see if there is a encounter here. And if there isn't, so be it. And if there is, find out what it is. So they make their way to the river from the teleportation circle. And they are enjoying a relatively humid day in the summer. And so let's see if there is any encounter. So we're going to go 1, 2, there's an encounter near the river. And there is, look at that, cool. All right, so let's see what that encounter is. I am using my random tables I designed for my game. They are up on the, you can get them in the file section of the Baithammer's game table fan page if you're interested, or just use your own, use your favorite systems encounter tables, whatever you'd like to do. So I'm going to roll on this encounter table and see if it makes sense for where they are. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, let's do that. So, yeah. So as they're going to the river, they're looking for a bridge, and they find it. They've traveled down the source of the river, and there is a bridge here. So they're going to cross the bridge there. And as they're walking there, suddenly, out of nowhere, out of the river, the Blood River, arise some elven skeletons. So, Karis is like, what the? So they're rising up out of the water and heading straight for our party. Skeletons here. Ooh, maybe there's an orc skeleton too. Another skeleton. There's quite a few skeletons. They keep rising up out of the water and slowly, or not shuffling, but they're making their way towards the heroes. So we'll put them at about the encounter distance here. And let's see, get a couple more. That skeleton is in bad shape there, bro. I might reduce his stamina just for that. Oh my goodness. And then, disturbingly enough to Nuggets, there is a wolf skeleton approaching them as well out of the water. Very disturbing to Nuggets. And another one. All right, I think... Oh, there's one. And I think this is a knoll skeleton. Wow, there's a lot of skeletons in that river. And there's another skeleton. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's good. All right. So, the skeletons are heading towards them. They don't have a cleric, which is unfortunate. Clerics do excellent damage against skeletons. So let's check out the skeletons' stats, and I'll let you kind of know what's going on. Kind of giving you a little bit of an idea. So bludgeoning weapons are +3 dice against the skeletons. So Fisto's fists are going to be +3 dice, and other than that, I think everybody else has slashing or piercing weapons, so they do normal damage. They just roll normal dice against them. They are immune to sleep, poison, and disease. And we're going to roll initiative. So the way initiative works in my game is each person makes an agility roll. That means they roll a number of dice equal to that attribute. And they have to get 2 successes. Successes in this game are 3+. And if they get 2 successes, they go before the opponents. And if they get 1 or none, they go after. So that's easy. This is Feather. Feather goes before them. Now, Karis rolled a exploding die. 6s explode, which means you roll again. So actually, Karis manages to go before them. And Shadowpaw is going before them. And also Fisto. So they're all going to act before the skeletons. I guess that makes sense. The skeletons are pulling themselves out of the waters of the river and making their way towards our party. So the way they're going to do this is Karis. Gas Cloud's not going to work against these guys because that's basically poison. He could lightning bolt several of them. I think he's going to try that. Try to, like, cut down on their numbers. So he's going to move. He's going to move about 30 feet. He can move up to 35, but he needs to move. He's going to, 5 more will do it. And he's going to take a lightning bolt down this row, these 5 skeletons. Well, he needs to spend a number of power points, 2 to begin with, and then any number else he prefers. So he's going to spend 4 total power points. And he is that for each power point, he does that many extra dice to his casting roll. He has a he rolls. Where's his character sheet? There's 7 dice for casting, and then he's going to do another 4. So lightning bolt flies out of a line against those 4 skeletons, and he got only, oop, that was a success. He got 1 exploding die, and it explodes again, and it explodes again. All right, so nice. 4, 8, 12 damage modified by their agility resistance. And their agility resistance is, that's a lot of damage. Their agility resistance is, I believe, 2. It is, so that's 10 damage to each one, and skeletons are rocking 6 stamina. So these 4 are eliminated. Just like that. Eliminated off the, just fall down and become a bunch of bones. All right, so that was a pretty good move by Karis. Now we'll go Shadowpaw. Nuggets does not like undead, so he's kind of shying away. And Shadowpaw is just going to try to shoot one through the skull with its with his bow. He's going to take aim at this one here. And so Elf Druid, he has 5 dice with his bow. Fires off. 3. They have armor value of 2. So that's only 1 damage to that skeleton. So he's down to that. All right, then we have that. Okay. Okay, so that was Shadowpaw. Nugget changes his mind and attacks this abomination, this skeletal version of himself. Does not like it. I believe in my my session 0 video, I said that his bite was 5D. I've decided to make that 4D. In the rules, it's 5D. DDs, Danger Directors, you can make it 5D if you want it. I've nerfed it a bit because I started thinking maybe 5D is a little too powerful. It's not that big of a deal, really. But anyway, so Nugget here is going to attack this skeletal. Woo! He really does not like that version of himself. So that's 5 damage, -2, so 3 damage on that particular creature. Rips and tears at it. All right, so that was Shadowpaw and Nuggets. And now we're going to move to Feather. She's going to unleash a bow at the same one her brother targeted. And she gets 9 dice as a ranger, bow specialized ranger. Elf, too. Elves get a bonus, too, so that's a lot. All right, so not the best roll. So 5 -2 is 3 more. Not enough to take that one down, that orc skeleton there. So Fisto going to finish off. He runs up. Well, let's see. Can he make it there? He may have to take a sprint action. Oh, yeah. Things well within place. It's well within 25 feet. So he moves up and punches this skeleton. He gets +3 dice. With his unarmed martial arts, he starts at 7 dice and then adds 3. That'll be 10 dice. And he explodes. He gets to reroll 1 failed die because he's a harefoot. And he has an exploding die. So 5 hits. -2 is 3. 3 damage on that one. All right. So everybody is gone. And now it is the skeleton's turn. So these 2 skeletons attack Fisto. The wolf skeleton will be... And skeletons have attack dice of 4. 4 attack dice. So these 2 are attacking Fisto. Not too shabby. So this one gets 3 successes, and Fisto, being a monk, has a decent. He uses his trained reflexes, so he has a 5 armor essentially. It's not armor per se; it's his monk abilities to be able to deflect, deflect attacks and so forth. And so that one doesn't even come close to harming him. And then the skeleton with the sword, though, does get a couple of explodings. Ah, not enough. He is able to avoid that attack as well. Monks can be pretty powerful, so you have to be careful if you're under opponents. All right, this skeleton goes after Shadowpaw. 4 dice. 2 with an explosion, so that's 3 total. Shadowpaw has only 1 armor with his leather, so he takes 3 damage. So he's at 17 stamina. And this skeleton attacks Nuggets, so that's 3. Nuggets has a 3 agility, so that is, or has, oh wait, Wolf has what armor? Wolf has only armor 1 because of their fur, sorry. And so that's 3 damage to Nuggets. And Nugget has 8 stamina, so 5. All right, and then this skeleton moves on Nuggets, and this one is going to head for the Minotaur, but he's not going to be able to make it there on this turn. So, all right, so the attack on Nugget. Nuggets 2. No, that's 1 damage on Nuggets. And that is now initiative. So 3, 2, 2, and 3. All right, so Feather goes before them. Karis goes after, as does Shadowpaw, and Fisto goes before. So half and half, not bad, 50% on each side of the attacks. So here we go. Fires off an arrow at the one fighting her brother. Ooh, so that's only 5 successes. No explosions. 2 armor, but that's enough to take that one down. Pew. All right. It was pretty well banged up. And then she moves here. Then Shadowpaw's moving to intercept this one from attacking his friend, Karis, and attacks with his spear. And so he has 6 dice with his spear. Oh, he goes after. Sorry. Ooh, so he doesn't go. This time it's Fisto. Now, Fisto's up against 2 creatures. He, as a monk, can split those 7 dice he gets for his unarmed attack into 4 and 3. But I think he's going to focus the attack on just one of them. He's going to take the guy with the sword. He finds him to be a bit more dangerous. So that's nice. So he gets to reroll 1 failed roll as a halfling, and he has 3 exploding dice. Another one explodes. So 3, 6, 9 minus 2 is 7 damage. That is enough to pulverize that particular with his mighty monk fists. And then so that was his attack. And now we go, so the skeletal dog attacks him and does not get past his defenses. Attack on Nuggets. That's 2 more damage on Nuggets. Nuggets is hurting. He may have to change his mind here. And the other attack on Nuggets. Uh-oh, there's an exploder. 1, 3. Oh, Nuggets is down. Poor Nuggets. Doesn't have the stamina he needs, though. That's the problem. But we'll see how this plays out. All right, so and then this one moves up and attacks Karis. Ooh, exploding die. Another exploding die. So that is 5 off of Karis. Only has no armor currently, so that's 5 damage straight to Karis. And it's strange because I randomly rolled spells. He doesn't have Damage Word, which is a usual, defensive spell, but he does have Hazy Form, but he didn't necessarily feel he needed it in this combat. So, well, I guess he's learning a lesson now, isn't he? All right, so Shadowpaw is going to run up, and he's going to sacrifice the time to heal Nuggets. And so he uses a charge off of his healing stone. Kellen, he says. And he heals 4. Nuggets is up to 4 stamina. That's his action. Nuggets will go at the end of the round. And then Karis gets to strike back at his opponent. Now, Karis has his horns, but he also has Magic Bolt that he can just, well, I guess Magic Bolt's a ranged attack, so since it's within... No, spells are different. And it is a ranged attack, but I'm going to say he's able to put his hand and Magic Bolt the skeleton right in his face. That works. So, 7 dice. Magic Bolt of Force smashing into the... Oh my goodness, not great at all. So, only 1 damage to that particular skeleton making its way towards him. Not great. Alright, so... Nuggets jumps up and attacks the wolfy-like one that attacked him. Since he doesn't have to move, it's an easy jump up and attack. He scrambles to his feet and attacks. Oh yeah, more exploding dice. So that's 6. From 2 is 4 damage on that one. Almost enough to take it down, but not quite. All right, so that brings us to initiative. 2, 3. 2 and 3. All right, let's see what happens. All right, so Fisto goes before for sure. Uh-oh. Karis after. He's really shaken by this. But Shadowpaw and Feather all go before the skeleton. So hopefully they can take him down before it gets too ugly. Okay. So let's just have Fisto finish his off, hopefully. So 7 dice. Oh, 10 dice, actually. I forgot because his fists are blunt instruments. So that is actually 10 dice. 3, 6, 9, 10. Yep. Forgot about that last time. Reroll a failed roll. Oof, nice. And that is 3. Yeah, wow, that's a lot. Okay, he basically shatters it. And then runs over and starts to engage this one. All right. Then, so that one is gone. And that was his action. Now we'll go to Shadowpaw and Nuggets. Shadowpaw is going to attack this one with the sword, or with a spear. And so the druid uses his spear, which that's 6 dice for him. And only gets 4. So that's 2 more damage to that one. And Nuggets attacks the wolf skeleton, does 3. That's enough. That's just enough to finish it off. So it drops. So he starts moving his attention to this one. All right. And then Feather fires off an arrow at the one fighting Karis. This Karis dodges about. Stay away from me, you undead fowl. Foul undead. And that is 2, 4, 6, 8 successes. Off of 2, that's 6. She drops that particular skeleton. And then it is the skeleton's attack. He attacks Shadowpaw. And does 2 damage to Shadowpaw. And that brings us to Karis. Karis moves here and firebolts that skeleton. He has a 7 dice casting. And it's modified by the skeleton's agility, which is 2. Just as good as his armor. Agility resistance, 3, 6, 7. There we go. Forceful. So we got 1 exploding die. And does 5 damage. -2 is 3. That's enough to fell that skeleton. Feather says, I wonder what has disrupted the undead to come forth from the rivers. Some of those look like they date back to the Blood Wars, when my kin fought against the Dread Elves who poured up from the bottom of the world to lay siege to the surface world. Interesting. Well, something is not right here, for sure. Well, let us continue onwards. So they cross the bridge, and they start making their way through the wilderness here, through the Bloodwoods. Very, it's a decent-sized forest. Some places have very thick canopies. Other places do not. And so there's trees here and there. And they travel forth. And we're going to see if there is. All right, so they're going to keep traveling. They're going to have to search. And when they are searching and doing investigations, since they have a ranger, Feather, she's tracking. She's basically going to be trying to figure out, they need to get to a village. So they know there's a village nearby, according to their briefing by Glenessa. So they are going to try to make their way to that village. That's what they're doing. And we're going to say that village is about a day away. So we're going to go daytime and nighttime encounter, because they will be stopping for the night. approaching from this direction. And we'll see. The first encounter will happen to be like here. All right. So let's see if there's an encounter first. So the gray die will be at night, and the bone die will be during the day. Ones or twos. So there's going to be a daytime encounter, and we'll say, and the daytime encounter will be after they've camped for the night, and they're heading in towards the village. See if they can find anybody there to ask some questions about what's going on, and then go from there. So, okay. All right, here we go. So we'll see what the encounter is. 62. Oh yeah, nice. Let's see how many. All right, cool, that works. This could be ugly. This could be really ugly. I love it. Huh. Let's do, yeah, okay, this will do. All right, so as they're talking about what could possibly be going on, from these woods comes two giants. Now, this looks like a frost giant, I know, but it is not a frost giant. These are highland giants. This is not a snow giant, and this is a rather big highland giant. And they see the party, and they say, "Oh, dinner for us." And so it's initiative. These things are apparently very hungry. Several hours have passed. They spent the night, so they have their healing stones back. They have all their stamina back, and Karis has all of his power points back. So all their staminas are back to full. Mark them as we go. I'm going to roll initiative. All right, so Feather goes before, Shadowpaw goes before, and Karis goes before. Ooh, Fisto. Where was your third die, Fisto? Did I lose your third die? Where'd it go? All right, we'll roll third die. So you get to reroll a failed roll, so he barely makes it. Okay, halfling luck, harefoot luck. They're called many things in the Swordlands. Humans call them halflings, they call themselves harefoots. So there you go. I am human. All right, so that is going to be the initiative, and we shall see how this goes. So they start towards them threateningly, and Feather fires off an arrow. She does not like giants. She's going to go for the big guy first. Gonna get behind this tree and fire off it. That's a good first shot. That is 3 exploding dice. All right, so that's 2, 4, 6, 8. Now, Highland Giants have they only have 1 armor because they're only wearing hide. And they have that much stamina, so we'll see how that goes. All right, so that is 1, 2, that's 6, 8 damage. Nice. And so here we go. So that's her action. So she's done. Her brother, Nuggets, fly off here. He fires off an arrow, concentrated fire, with his short bow on the other, or the same giant. Ugh, he failed. He just grazes it. Just grazes it. And then, so what should Karis do? Karis is going to, these guys are pretty tough. So he's going to just lightning bolt one of them. He's going to spend 5 power points, which is quite a few. He focuses 5 power points into his attack and doesn't even really have to move. And he fires off a lightning bolt at the guy that they've been shooting their arrows at. So here we go. So that's a casting of 7. And then add 5 more dice to that roll. Just on one giant. Trying to take him down with the power of magic. Okay, so only 2 exploding dice. All right, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that is 8 more damage on this particular Highland giant. All right. Zzz, lightning bolt. Okay, so it brings us down to Fisto. And Nugget is not going to go forward. And so Fisto, being the brave little monk that he is, rushes forward. He's not going to be able to... He pretty much makes it right up to the big giant. It's almost like, that's like almost comical, I suppose. But he is going to be challenging that giant. And so now the giants attack. This giant rushes forward to attack Shadowpaw. He's up against that tree, but he doesn't care. He's going to take a swat at him. And this Highland giant has a tree trunk club, 12 dice. And here it comes. He swings. And that is, he has 2 exploding dice. It's a lot of 1s. Another exploding die. Okay, so 2, 4, 6, 8 damage. -1 for his leather armor is 7 damage. So Shadowpaw has taken 7 damage. And the other one, tries to smash the little Harefoot. I'm going to smash you, Harefoot. So that's another 12 dice. 2, 4, 6, 11, 12, 3, 6, 9, 12. Swings down. And 1 exploding die, another exploding die. Okay. So that is a decent amount. Fisto gets nicked by the big club. So he takes 5 damage from that blow. The rest he was able to absorb, parry, / dodge with his monk abilities. So he takes 5 damage. All right, I gotta take these guys down soon, or that damage output is gonna be crazy. All right, so that was our attacks. We go to initiative. Oof, Fisto after, not great. Oh, he gets to reroll 1 failed die as a Harefoot. Nope. So he's going after. Shadowpaw before, Feather after, and Karis gets an exploding die, and so he goes before. So this is, it's not quite dire straits yet, but it's definitely not great. So Karis is going to do something semi-desperate and is going to unleash the remaining number of his power points for an additional 2, so 4 dice. So he's going on 11 dice. Lightning bolt at that same one that's fighting Fisto. Now, I guess technically I could say Fisto is in the line, but he, of course, could have danced around when he was fighting. But as it sits on the board, we'll say Fisto is there, so he also is going to be stuck in the line of this lightning bolt. All right, so we've got only 1 exploding die. And that is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 7 more damage to the giant and 3 more damage to Fisto. Hey, watch it. Desperate times, my friend. And so, there's that. Shadowpaw uses his spear and nuggets attacks as well. So this is Shadowpaw with his spear. That's 6 dice. And then Shadowpaw, or nuggets, 4 dice. So nuggets gets 2, does 1 damage to this giant. These are particularly powerful giants, by the way. And I increased their stamina from the game. So 4 damage from the spear. All right. So that's it. Now giants attack. So Fisto is getting attacked. See if he can survive that. Oof. 2 exploding dice. All right, so. Ooh. So he minuses 5 from that, so he takes 5 damage. Yikes. Wait, so 5, 9. Oh, he was at 8. He was at 8. And how much did I say he took? So he's down. No, he takes 5 damage. So he's 3 left. Woo! Can't read my own writing sometimes. All right, so Fisto's there. That's what he's at. And then the other giant takes a shot at Shadowpaw again. Probably should have been 1 giant, but it's 2. That's the way the wilderness works. Hey, whoa, 1 exploding die. That's gonna be a lot. So that's 10 hits. -1 is 9. Shadowpaw is hurting, but not down. Keeps dodging the worst of the blow, but man, it hurts. All right, so then that brings us to Fisto himself. Fisto's like, woo, so he jumps, he kind of moves a little bit this way. I don't know if it's going to matter, and he unleashes an unarmed flurry of attacks on this this guy. 3, 6, 7 dice. Kicking and punching as hard as he can. Enough to do 3 more damage. Not enough to bring this guy down. Fisto's doing what he can. And then Feather is going to fire on the one fighting Fisto because doesn't think Fisto's going to be able to take much more. Brave little halfling monk, harefoot monk. All right, so her arrow flies true. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6. -1. That is enough. So boom, this giant goes down. Fisto's like, ha, take that. And so Feather then is going to turn her attention over to this one on her next round. All right, so it's initiative. All right, so Fisto is going before. Feather is going after. Shadowpaw and Nugget before. And oh, Karis after. Okay, so all right. Nugget and Shadowpaw are going to attack. So 6 dice with the spear. Exploding die does 1 damage after taking away the armor. This is a fairly healthy giant, by the way. This is not looking great. And a Nuggets attacks. Nugget is had enough of this giant. All right, so it does a little bit more damage then. It's 5 damage with a bite on the foot. So it's 4 total damage. All right. So that's that. Fisto was going to use a healing stone, but instead is going to run up and attack the giant and take a risk. Because this cannot stand. He cannot stand by. He probably should use the healing, but he's not going to. He gets to reroll 1 failed die, and he gets an exploding die. And so he does 5 damage with his flurry of attacks. -1 is 4 damage. And so that was that. The giant, once again, is going to take a shot at Shadowpaw, and that's just the way it's got to be. Shadowpaw probably is not going to, or, you know, he's probably going to go down after that on this attack, because this is a lot of attack coming his way, and he's held up pretty well up to this point. All right, so we got 2 exploding dice. And so that is 11 damage. And his armor is only 1, so that is enough to pulverize. Well, he's hurt really bad. Let's put it that way. And so he's hurt. So that is now Feather is like, no, Shadowpaw, and fires off an arrow at the giant. Yes, fueled by rage, there's exploding dice. There's 4 of them, and as many as she failed. And that is decent. 3, 6, 8, -1 is 7 damage. Ooh, almost there. Now, should he try to do damage, or should he try to use a healing stone? He is going to try to take down the giant. He feels that's the best option, so he's going to fire off a magic bolt. 7 casting dice. No PowerPoint cost. Oh, did he do it? Might as well. Yes, he took him down. Whew. Giant goes down. Quickly, Fisto goes up, uses a healing stone on his friend. Oh, only 2, but that's still something. Karis says, allow me. You heal yourself. And so Karis, healing stones, Shadowpaw, Fisto healing stones himself, and they're going to use, each going to use another charge. Fisto can't cut a break on that. 8, and this is Shadowpaw's up to 12. Nuggets licking his face. Okay, so he comes to. Thank you, friend. Thank you. Stands up. And Kara says, and you still look pretty damaged, little Harefoot. Let me use my final charge on you. Oh, I feel a little better. Thank you. So that is that. So they managed to take down 2 big giants. Barely. It was close. Giants are nothing to mess around with. All right, let us continue. So they make their way to a village. And let's see. Oh, yeah. Come to the edge of the ruins, or what's used to be a village. What happened here? And they find some corpses. And the corpses, seem to have some kind of strange mutations, or like bumps on their skin, or one of them has an arm growing out of his side, and another one has like massive pustules on it. I don't know. Is this a plague? So they're going to make a Feather being, or Shadowpaw being a druid, is going to make a nature check, and I'm going to say hasn't really. I'm going to get DL4, and they make nature checks, nature knowledge checks. At I didn't put it down. I didn't put down the dice. So here we go. So 2 mind, 1 proficiency, and +2, I think a third, yes. So it needs, what did I say, 5 or 4? We'll say 4. And gets it plus, it says. This looks like corruption. Evil corruption. Unnatural corruption. Maybe one perpetrated by creatures of the outer planes. What? Outsiders. Karis is like, oh, that's interesting. So, whatever. Wow, interesting. And so, just as they are contemplating that, the corpses rise up. So, the mutated corpses begin to rise up from their resting places, and they start towards our heroes. The villagers have been corrupted, but are now dead, but are coming for the living. And that is where these are zombies, but they're different zombies, different kinds of zombies. They're going to come at them from a couple of sides. And that, gamers, is where we're going to end, on a cliffhanger. So come back next episode to see how these corrupted zombies interact, destroy, stop, whatever, our heroes. All right, thank you for watching. Until next time, see you then. Keep on rolling dice and playing games. Mage Hammer out.